Okay, guys, and we're back with another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. I'm Seth from the Lonely Stoner podcast, and this episode we're going to be talking about the fallout from Karrion Kross's viral moment from that interview where he says he bugs out on WWE and Triple H and Randy Orton and AJ Styles just shoots on them and goes absolutely crazy on them. Karrion Kross is a wrestler that I've been a huge fan of for a really long time. His performance is just so nuanced in terms of the intensity in his eyes, particularly. That's really where the money happens for Karrion Kross. It's in the eyes. His eyes are there's something else, bro. No Diddy, no homo, right? No Diddy, no homo. Like not in my bag like that. But this dude is a hell of a performer, right? Very good in ring as well. He's a big guy, able to put on pretty solid matches with most people. Definitely not a liability in the ring, but his strength really lies in his character work. And Karrion Kross, for the most part, was, he was involved in WrestleMania for like half a scene in a match against AJ Styles and Logan Paul. And in this interview, Karrion Kross is really just airing that frustration and saying that I think he grew up in Las Vegas or was, did early stages of his career in Las Vegas and basically said that, as someone who cut their teeth in Las Vegas, how could you not have me on WrestleMania in Las Vegas? I think he's trying to get a feud going with AJ Styles, even though he does name drop Randy Orton. Karrion Kross can work with anyone, though, if we're being honest. Karrion Kross can, because his promos are so good, because his promos and character work is so good, he can work with anyone, right? In addition to him being so big as well, physically, you buy it as well, which is such a huge thing in wrestling. Such a huge thing in wrestling. Because, for example, someone like, I don't even know. I'm not even going to give a name. I can't even remember. I can't think of a name off the top of my head. I'm baked. But there's certain guys that couldn't do what Karrion Kross tries. Now, they could try and it wouldn't work. If that makes sense. They could try and do what Karrion Kross does, but they're never going to be Karrion Kross because they're never going to have that depth. They're never going to have that presentation. They're never going to have that intensity in their eyes. It's something that almost feels that it probably can be taught, anything can be taught, but it feels like it's not even something that's taught because he just believes everything he's saying, right? There needs to be more characters like this in wrestling, guys like Karrion Kross, guys like Drew McIntyre, where probably because there's an element of truth in it. 100% there's an element of truth in what he's talking about. That's why we think he believes it, because he does. He talks about not being involved in WrestleMania and talks about, if you want to produce a viral moment, he's going to give you one, and then he proceeds to tell the guy in the suit in the truck to go F himself, which was a crazy line that I love to see, and I cannot wait to see what happens for Karrion Kross off the back of this. WWE, I wonder if this was scripted. It probably was, like, being honest, it probably was. Of course it was, because no grown man is going to start crashing out like that not for no reason. There is valid reason behind it, but no grown man's going to go on a camera, an interview, and start crashing out like that. There's no need for all that. So it probably was scripted, and this is all it takes. When you're as talented as a guy like Karrion Kross, all it takes is to cut one cold promo, one viral moment, and now you've got the whole world watching, and you've got a ton of momentum behind you. WWE needs to make the most of this now. Do you know what I mean? They need to make the most of this. Unfortunately, a guy like Karrion Kross is so talented, he doesn't need the belt. But it feels like a waste if you get him to build up all this momentum to then not even have him win a belt. Have him win a belt, man. Have him win a belt. Because a guy like him could go after the US Championship. To be fair, Karrion Kross should be in the world title picture, if I'm being honest. He really should be, but the WWE probably aren't going to push him there immediately. He could be in the title picture with Jacob Fatu for the US title. Now, that would be an insane feud. I know they want to build up Jacob Fatu, but you can do both. These guys, if they're able to put on a good enough match, which again, now you're pushing it back onto them. If these guys are able to put on a good enough match, it will build both of them. We saw that with Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu when those two were having matches. It built both of them. Right? So it is possible to happen, possible to do. Doesn't happen super often in WWE, but we'll see. Although what I'm saying could all be wrong. Maybe Karrion Kross went into business for himself and he's going to get fired. I wouldn't have thought that's the case, but never say never in the world of pro wrestling. But yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.